Hey there, Bruce, and welcome to Clash Robot Detective Complete Edition. You may remember I featured this in my top upcoming games video of January, I believe, so it's been a long time coming. It's one I've intended to play for a while because it looks interesting. I'm curious about it. It's obviously a Ren'Py game, and yeah, I just want to see what it's all about. So let's jump in, shall we, and see if it's any good? Because I don't really know much about it apart from the aesthetic is curious. It's been a long time since I had some quality alone time. Usually a quick drive out of town is all I can afford. But then I won that cruise ship vacation and some sweepstakes that I entered on a whim. Can you believe it? Me, on a high-tech cruise ship. I still can't believe it. And yet here I am, relaxing on the deck of the violet skies and drinking in the gorgeous open ocean sunshine. I beckon the robotic waiter over. Would you like a drink? There's a soft whir as he brings up my digital ticket and gathers my information. What is my name, anyway? Whatever you want it to be. Moira Gizem? Sure. Oh, I see. So we got, like, actual stats. So is this, like, adding stats, then? Let's be friendly. A strawberry daiquiri, please? Right away, Moira. I lean back in my chair. I can't help but think about the tone I took with that robot. It was just a machine, but I was being so nice to it. Just a force of habit, I suppose. I try to be kind wherever possible. Everyone responds well to a bit of kindness. The waiter returns with my drink. Your strawberry daiquiri, Moira. I thank the robot and take my daiquiri. It's light and fruity, with just the right amount of kick. The waiter leaves to attend to other clients. I settle back in my chair, happily sipping my drink. Life couldn't be better. But apparently, it's about to get worse. A man runs past, screaming. The lifeguard. It's going crazy. The lifeguard's a hairdryer. The robotic lifeguard is behind him, its hand a bloodied mess. And something dances around its optics, like small words on a newsreel. The robot switches its focus from the panicking man to me. It's time for your swimming lesson. This does not seem good. I need to do something, and I need to do it right away. Flee, good cop, freeze. Let's be a good cop. I don't know why that would be a good cop move. I run for my life, recognizing a bad situation when I see it. I can hear the lifeguard's heavy footsteps behind me, quickly catching up to me. And then I feel a hand grab the back of my arm. Surely this is it. This is how I'm going to die. I'm pulled away. Into the arms of another robot. Sorry about the manhandling, my friend. I just need to get you away from harm's way. The new robot pushes me behind it. I get a pretty good look at it. It's a police assistant robot designed to enter dangerous areas that humans have trouble navigating. But it is wearing a trench coat and a nice hat. How odd. The robot stands between me and the lifeguard. It is time for your swimming lesson. Actually, I believe it's time for yours. With a mighty swing, my hero punches the lifeguard robot square in the jaw. The force of the punch is enough to set it off balance as it stumbles towards the railing. And right over it, into the ocean. The robot claps its hands together, self-assuredly, then looks at me. You okay there, buddy? I nod, still a bit confused. My adrenaline is still pretty high from the near-death experience as well. Good thing I was in the area. Your method for dealing with crazed robots could have gotten you killed. I try to process his statement through a haze of bewilderment and adrenaline. You see, when you took off running, that just made the lifeguard want to chase you more. There's no outrunning a robot. A robot never runs out of breath. But still, it showed that you know when to retreat and regroup. That you'd rather avoid an escalating conflict. That's the sign of a true, good cop right there. I smile. Thanks. I should probably introduce myself. My identifier is CL42H, Crime Investigation Assistance Automata. Folks around here, around the precinct, call me Clash. And you are? The robot, Clash, doesn't even try to bring up my information. Why not scan my digital ticket and find out? I'm not connected to the ship's network. I'm not connected to any networks permanently, actually. I can pull off a peer-to-peer local connection for a few seconds, but even then it's a risky move. Can't risk getting hacked like that poor sap I sent over the railing. Oh, fair enough, I guess. My name is Moira Gizem. Pleasure to meet you, Moira. The robot reaches out to shake my hand. Its hands are metal and skeleton-like. Shake his hand. But despite the inherent creepiness of this robot, something about it, or him, maybe, puts me at ease. He feels trustworthy. I shake his hand. Clash then places his finger on his temple as though he's thinking. And download complete. Damn, still nothing useful. That murderous vessel is always one step ahead of me. The what? Yeah, I'm here to crack the case of the murderous vessel. So you're a detective? Yes, I am. Well, I'm trying to be. Look, I'm not like most CIAs. I'm sentient, alive, or at least I'm pretty sure I am. The suits down at the precinct have their doubts. If I'm definitely sentient, then that means I qualify for human-level rights. They aren't sure I actually qualify yet. So they figured if I could solve this case, then that shows that I'm at a human's level of cognition. Therefore, they'll hire me on full-time and give me the same sorts of rights and benefits that the human officers have. If I can't solve it, then it's back to being an appliance. The what? The murderous vessel. That's what they call the memories of machinery. Ever heard of it? Good. It was classified to hell and back. The memories of machinery was a high-tech cargo vessel. One day it vanished. No one could contact the ship or any crew members that were aboard. No one could trace it for weeks. And then it was sighted again by a small fishing boat. The ship was using its crane to methodically slice the flesh off a sperm whale, smearing chunks of the whale's meat on its decks. Then it approached the small boat that sent it in the sighting. We lost contact and can only assume that they perished. And that was the first time. Similar sightings have occurred, each time the signal was lost. We've been keeping it quiet at the precinct, telling people that it's just unusual ocean currents causing all these boats to vanish. But people are starting to clamour. We need to get this issue settled before word gets out and causes a panic. I'm here to find out what happened to the memories of machinery to cause it to act so strangely. I'm also here to decommission the ship and arrest the responsible parties, so I'm keeping myself busy. Sounds like it. You're pretty forthcoming with this information. Huh, you're right, I was. It's almost as if I spilled the beans on not just one, but two classified issues. And now you know about them. Looks like I'll have to hire you as my assistant. Hire me? The only people who are supposed to know about the murderous vessel and my possible sentience are those who are working at my precinct. Everyone else could get in serious trouble. Hell, someone might have to kill them to keep them quiet. So you manipulated me? No, I manipulated the situation. Look, Moira, I need help. The thing about being a machine is that if I don't pick up things, that I don't pick up on things the way humans do. Even as a sentient bot, there are a lot of things that I miss or see differently, especially when some sort of network connection I can without some sort of network connection I can cross-reference. I need a human perspective on this case. And I like the cut of your jib. So yes, I blabbed about the situation so you'd have to be hired as my assistant. So you would? Do I have a choice? Well, you'll have plenty of choices to make throughout this adventure, except this one. I'll be getting paid, right? You'll get the same paycheck I do, which at the moment is admittedly nothing. But once we crack the case and prove I'm sentient, I'll get a good paycheck, and I'll make sure you get one too. So now that we're settled, let's do some sleuthing, partner. Now, I was able to download some data from the robot over a local network. The lifeguard was hacking, presumably by whoever was behind this. Why would they hack the lifeguard? Good question. There have been other cases on the cruise ship robots being hacked. Granted, it's manifested as annoying mishaps, and the robots were always able to recover quickly. This is the first time it got so violent. It's always robots that are in close contact with tourists, lifeguards, waiters, janitors, never any autopilots or navigators. My theory is that it's easier to crack the tourist-focused spots than the staff-focused ones. Either that, or this jackass wants individualized human casualties, or maybe he's just trying to keep me distracted. Sure kept me busy for a few crucial moments trying to save you. Unfortunately, I can't decrypt the data that I have. Why not? I need access to the network to boost my processing power enough to crack it, but the risk of getting hacked is way too high. Is there anyone on board who can decrypt the data? Well, there is a guy, Jasper Callan, ethical hacker. I had him decrypt another code that led me to the lifeguard. Without him, I might not have got to you when I did. Smart fellow, but he's kind of a douche, frankly. He keeps wanting to hack into my psyche and see what made me sentient. It's kind of messed up. Exactly what I told him. It wouldn't be like pulling apart a machine. It would be like digging through a human's soul. Callan doesn't see it that way. He just sees me as a robot who's very good at faking it. I told him he must be familiar with the science since all of his girlfriends must have done so. He told me that where I could stick my magnifying glass. I told him I neither had a glass nor a specific piece of anatomy to place it. Maybe we should take that data to HIP? Yeah, we should. Of course, we do have other options. You said the robotic waiters were targeted. Yes, why? Maybe we could talk to one of the waiters here. You really think they might know something? And let me follow that up with another question. Do you really think they'd be willing to share? Maybe it's worth a shot. Then we might even enjoy the company. Then again, automated waiters have a tendency to be quite blunt. You'll get an answer out of them. Then it'll certainly be an honest one. Too honest, maybe. Of course, we do have other options. I want to know more about this weird ship. You and me both. Clash pauses. He has an air of surprise about him. I can't believe I didn't think of this before. But there's a research station on board. Really? More of a small library, really. It could possibly have some data about the memories. Possibly. Hopefully. But it's better than nothing. It does sound potentially useful. And if we're lucky, they'll have clues pointing us towards potential perpetrators. Of course, we do have other options. Those are our options, then... For now, yes. It would seem so. I'll let you decide our approach. What? Why me? Because I need you to put that human intuition into practice. So where to next? Jasper. Let's go. I warn you, he's a sleazy lad. We duck into a hallway. Clash enters one of our cabins. I follow him. Hey, Callan. It's my boy. Not yours or anyone else's. You're a robot legally. You have to belong to someone. Jasper Callan immediately strikes me as a douche. And who's your friend here? That's a tight booty you got. Jasper Callan is definitely a douche. I'm going to ask you to refrain from speaking to my assistant that way. Assistant? Since when does a human kowtow to a robot? You're a sad, strange little man. And you're so high and mighty, right? For the record, I don't need or want any of your pity. Just your booty. So you guys got a job for me, huh? Pretty sure you wouldn't stop by just for some tea. I gleaned some data off a hacked lifeguard. It's encrypted, and I can't crack it on my own. If you want to, you can connect to my network for a bit to decrypt it. Like hell I would. Just decrypt it and we'll go. I don't know, CL42H. The hell are you dragging your feet for? It's just business, bro. So look, let's cut a deal. I'll decrypt this data for you, if you let me hack into your systems. No. Look, I just want to see what makes you tick. You're a psychopath, sociopath, Callan. Look, I'm a human, you're a robot. What I say goes. And I say, let me look at the tender code and see what's up. Use your wiles to make Jasper back down. Let's do that. I sigh sweetly and lean over on a nearby chair. I make sure my rear end is sticking out just enough to be noticeable. Jasper notices. Mr. Callan, I'll admit that you aren't really my type, but you know, if you decrypt this for us, maybe I'll make an exception. Jasper is staring blankly at me. I don't think he's used to this sort of positive attention. I continue with the ruse. I'll make it worth your while if you help us out. I'm not even just talking about a date here. You want some new equipment? A blank check? A favour in time of need? I wink at him. I'll oblige. You just gotta decrypt that data for me. Jasper cracks a lopsided grin. A part of me is thinking this is a ruse, but I'm willing to risk it for booty. Give me the data. A USB stick pops out from the side of Clash's head. He hands it to Jasper. Thank you kindly. Give me some time to decrypt this. Feel free to talk among yourselves while I do this. Jasper takes the USB stick, jams it in his computer and begins his work. That leaves me and Clash some time to talk. That's some quick thinking there, Moira. A bit uncomfortable, but quick nonetheless. Thanks. Hey, I'm just calling it where I see it. You got good instinct for situations like these. I'm just sorry you had to demean yourself a bit. Hey, I wasn't forced into it. I chose to do it. True, that was all on you. But, I'm a bit concerned. You were really quick to start flirting. I doubt Jasper would have the guts to force anything, but... You're worried? Well, yeah. I've seen humans come into the precinct throwing their bodies at the officers like nothing special. The stories they had were tough, heartbreaking. It takes a lot of hardship to get a human to that point. Like, for me, it's not a common occurrence. Oh, that's good to hear. Still, be careful. I will, Clash. Jasper Callan suddenly stands up. Gone is his earlier impish personality. He's completely serious now. This is not good. What have you got, Callan? The data from your lifeguard? They were orders to cause a distraction. Stir up and beat up some people. Just keep them busy. A distraction from what? I have my suspicions. Whoever wrote the code was smart enough to keep their name out of it. But that was another name. Silas. Silas? You know him, Clash? I'm not sure, actually. Sounds familiar. I remember a new program from years back. About a new navigational AI program called Silas. It was going to eliminate the need for human crew members. It had a higher reaction time and could avoid potential collisions more efficiently. It also had a secondary goal, studying comparing cetacean intelligence to humans. Unfortunately, Silas decided the best way to compare would be to merge, hence why he was shut down. I whispered to Clash so that Jasper can't overhear. So then, it's not a human we're looking for? Clash responds just as quietly. No, we'd still be looking for whoever unleashed Silas. They shut down the project pretty quick, so someone had to have reactivated him. We're still on the same track we were. There's just a rampant AI involved now. What are you guys talking about? Clash goes back to speaking normally. Confidential matters. Are you able to track where the data came from? No, I can't source it. If you give me some more time, I'll see what I can do. It might take hours, though. Get on it, Callum. In the meantime, we'll keep up our investigation. Sure thing. Jasper looks worried. This is real serious, huh? Yes. Even more serious than I suspected. Jasper is quiet as he lets this sink in. I'm sorry I was being difficult. If I'd known there was a rogue AI involved, there's a lot you aren't allowed to know. Still, I'm sorry. You can fix it by tracing the signal source. Sure thing, Clash. Clash nods respectfully to Jasper Kellen. We start to leave Jasper's cabin so he can work in peace. He calls after me. Oh hey, so when things slow down, how about we grab some dinner? Just you and me? Maybe some candles and smooth jazz? No. Wait, what? I catch up to Clash on the deck. I overheard your conversation from here. That was kind of mean. Yes, it was. Hopefully he's not too heartbroken to continue working. So, now we know there's an advanced AI mixed up in all of this. What do we do now? We try to track whoever let Silas loose. That way we can bring them to justice for letting their program cause so much destruction. As for how we go about that, the choice is up to you. Wait, we just saw Jasper. Let's talk to the robotic waiters then. This should be interesting. Would you like me to buy you a drink while we're there? Oh, aren't you a funny one? We head towards the robotic waiters' charging stations. I feel very awkward, like I'm not supposed to be here. Clash pats me on the shoulder. Relax, Moira. If anyone tries to throw us out, I'll show them my badge. They'll have to let us stay then. You have a badge? Okay, admittedly it's one of the plastic badges they give kids who visit the precinct for field trips. But it has a new coat of paint and a custom logo. It's fine, the precinct gave it to me as a placeholder. When I prove I'm sentient, they promise to make me a real one. And the one you have now is official enough to work? Of course. Excuse me, but this is a restricted area. Clash shows the robotic waiter his badge. Clash, robot detective, this is my assistant. We're here on an investigation. I don't care. What? You should leave. Wait, I recognize you. Yes, Moira. I served you a drink earlier. I am surprised that you recognize me. Most humans can't or don't care to differentiate us. Now look here, Mr. Unit number 56788654332. Mr. 5, this is a very important case. It is within my rights to ask you a few questions. I am used to being called waiter, and you're a robot, like me. What rights do you have? Right now I'm working to gain my rights. What are you working for? And so my programming to... Are you getting paid for any of this? Dealing with assholes all day. I'm working I'm working to gain my rights while you're working to stop me. If I gain my rights, maybe somewhere down the line you could gain some as well. But it's not like you'd care. Stupid ass menu face is content with being a mental slave for the rest of its life. Come on, Moira, let's go. Wait. Yes, Mr. Waiter? Perhaps it would be acceptable to let you stay and ask your questions. Wise fellow. I find myself gaping at Clash. I didn't expect that sort of aggressive tactic from him. I cannot but wonder if he's trying to balance his tactics to my own. If he's trying to be the bad cop to my good cop. What do you want to know? Tell me what you know about that lifeguard who got hacked. It performed its duties admirably. Many humans were rescued from drowning under its watchful gaze. Adult females seemed to enjoy its physique. The waiter showed its thin, synthetic, skin-covered hand. We do not get these kind of compliments. You look okay. You're a terrible liar, but I appreciate the attempted compliment. Nothing strange was happening to it before it snapped. It was operating within intended parameters, until it received a signal from an unknown source a couple of years ago. Wait, a couple of days ago, sorry. It mentioned offhandedly to us one evening that it felt as though its head were crowded. Crowded? Filled with too much data. The closest equivalent to a human would be a headache. The program was probably on a timer then. Upload the code, have the robot continue about its business until a busy weekend, then let her rip. That is logical. For whatever reason, Saturdays are statistically the busiest day of the week in Violet Skies. Jasper did say the program was supposed to cause a distraction. Yes, but why only the robots who work with tourists? You'd think that Silas would try to hijack the whole boat if he really wanted to cause a distraction. If I may be so bold. Shoot, my man. I do not have a gun, but I can offer a suggestion. That's what I meant, sir. I've been listening to the local gossip. Some of our more tech-savvy guests have come up with a theory. Forward-facing staff such as myself and the lifeguard are on a different network than the navigational systems. Said navigational network may have a higher security. This may explain why certain robots are targeted over others. That would make sense. I've come up with a theory of my own as well. Do tell. Whoever this hacker is who does not want anyone dead. The humans are being frightened and injured but are kept alive. The hacker, whoever it may be, may want to finish the job themselves. Remember what Clash told me about the memories of machinery. How it would smear whale flesh on its deck, then cause boat-going humans to vanish. I feel a pit form in my stomach. I think Clash has hit upon the same idea I have. He pulls me aside. While I hate to jump to conclusions without definite proof, I have a hunch as to why the memories of machinery is keeping people distracted. It's definitely running their secondary program, and it doesn't want its prey noticing it. So it's hunting us now, Clash. Grisly thought, isn't it? All the more reason to solve this now and get that thing shut down. Well, Mr. Waiter, you've been very helpful. Are there any other questions? Not right now. But stay in the area in case we have more. There's nowhere else for me to go. Clash and I thank the waiter again as we leave. I feel the waiter's monotonous gaze on my back as I go. I don't know what to make of it. Now we have a good grasp of why certain robots are being hacked, and we suspect the memories of machinery is hunting the ship down. Right. Which is kind of screwed up. Right. We should solve this case and get that thing shut down before it starts smearing us all over itself. Right. Are you listening? Right. I pout a bit. There's a sale on invisible ink down at the gift shop. Wow, really? I'm sure now you're paying attention to me. Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. We got a crazy AI who's taken over a cargo vessel and is now hunting whales and humans. It's hacking robotic staff to keep people busy while it tracks them down. But I still don't know why. We should try to do some more investigating. Maybe it'll start falling into place. My thoughts exactly. Let's go do some research then. Maybe I'll have time to teach you my digital speed reading technique. No wait, I don't think humans can process data that fast. The research station is small but impressive. Clash nods at the literary collection in sullen approval. This is a nice little collection they have on board. Yes, you start checking for relevant titles. I'll glean some info off the computers over there. Is that safe here? Computers aren't on the robotics network. I'll be fine. I better be fine. Remember, we're looking for any information on Silas, or his methods, how or why he would cause this chaos. Clash heads to the computers. He takes a seat in front of one and then pulls a cord from the back of his neck and plugs it into the computer. An efficient method. I turn my attention to the books. 4 titles in particular catch my eye and I pick one to glean through. Violetta? It's the story of a lonely female robot. She fought against her programming to protect a human that she was fond of. It'll cost her everything as she ended up trapping herself in an infinite loop. While it's an interesting insight, it's not as helpful as I thought it would be. Hi, I'm Dr. Grace. I noticed you're examining that book rather closely. It's good, but it's not what I was looking for. Oh, can I help you find what you're looking for? That would be wonderful, Doc. Dr. Grace pulls back from Clash, a startled look on her face. Even though he doesn't have any facial expression, I can tell Clash is hurt by this reaction. I didn't see you. Who let you in? Relax, Clash is a good guy. He's a robot, not a guy. And how can you be sure he won't snap like the lifeguard did earlier? He's taken every precaution to make sure of it. I can tell that Clash is beaming with pride. I nudge him in his metaphorical ribs to keep him humble. Clash shows her his badge. The name's Clash, robot detective. We'll need you to cooperate, ma'am. Dr. Grace tenses up a bit more at Clash's stern tone. Really now? We're looking for information. What can you tell us about Silas? Anything about its origins? Or anything about the lifeguard that was hacked? Really, we'll take any information you have. Well, there's not much I can tell you. Yes, I have a doctorate, but it's not in computer science. What is it in? Library and information science. You get doctorates in library science? Yes, but I don't recommend it. This is about the only job I could land. Good to know. I can tell you about the violet skies. That's okay. Dr. Grace has gotten on a roll and can't stop. The Violet Skies was built around 3 years ago. Rico's Robotics sponsored the creation of a highly automated cruise ship. Their main goal was to test if a mostly automated staff and crew were possible. Their former attempt at fully automating staff with the memories of machinery went poorly. During the maiden voyage... Wait, what did you say? I said for the maiden voyage. No, before that. Rico's Robotics attempted a fully automated boat went poorly. And the boat was memories of machinery? Yes. Okay, we got a lot to... Let's go with this one. The Violet Skies and Memories of Machinery are made by the same company. Yes. I thought it was common knowledge. Clash pulls me aside. Well, this is an intriguing turn. Can't help but wonder if Silas is made by the same company. At this point, I'd be more suspicious if he wasn't. Clash tips his hat to Dr. Grace. You've been quite helpful, Doc. Dr. Grace smiles at me. I hope you and your robot got all the info you need, dear. He's not my robot, I'm his assistant. If this were a game, then I just passed the speech check. Haha, that's funny. Wait, you're serious, aren't you? You're working for a robot? Oh, that's not how the world should work. Next thing you know, future archaeologists will be marrying old robots they dug up. What an oddly specific thing to say. Don't worry about it, dear. Just remember your place in the hierarchy. Clash sighs and looks away. Is there anything else I can help you with? Not right now, but we may be back. I need to discuss my findings with my assistant. Dr. Grace nods awkwardly and then turns away from us. We quickly make our way into a private area. She was nice. To you, maybe. Please don't be jealous. Oh, don't worry, I'm not jealous. You sure? Yes. I'm just frustrated is all. For every one person who treats me as an equal, there's several like her who treat me as a joke. I really want to be seen as something more than a walking toaster. For what it's worth, I see you as way more. I appreciate that. Thank you, Moira. Where do we go from here? That's up to you, Moira. We can go back to Jasper. We already talked to him. If it's all the same for you, I'd rather not go back anytime soon. Alright, we're done then. I can't think of anything either. We know that Silas is involved. We know that he's hunting the Violet Skies. And we know that the Violet Skies and memory machinery are connected. But we still don't know why. He pauses. I can tell he's frustrated. Maybe we should take that break. Think about what we found so far. That's actually a good idea. Come on, let's go back to the pool. Sounds good to me. If I could drink, then I'd need a stiff one. We return to the poolside bar. I ordered an ice-cold bottle of water while Clash thinks. I could tell that he's quite stressed about the whole situation. I feel like I should say something to help him out. Cheer up, Clash, we'll figure this out. Sure, but will we figure this out in time? Will anyone or anything else get killed in the meantime? And I still don't get the hunting whales thing. Who the hell would even program a computer to compare whale brains to human brains? After that moment, a man approaches us. Clash immediately snaps to attention. Officer Clem, CL42H reporting for duty. At ease, CL42H. Clash, you okay? Sorry about that, Moira. Old instincts kicking in. You still going by Clash? Yes, it's a bit more humanizing. The officer laughs heartily at this statement. Clash's fists ball up in anger. You're a robot. I know everyone at the office was calling you Clash, but they were being sentimental idiots, projecting their own humanity onto you, and deciding you were sentient just because they liked you. From what I've seen so far, your sentient shtick has been pretty good, but ultimately, nothing more than a trick. You can't say that about Clash. Aren't you sweet? Like I'm here to check up on this hunk of junk. I told the precinct that you should have been able to solve this by now. Wouldn't you know it? They agreed. They want me to let you know you only have 3 more days. 3 days? Otherwise they're pulling you off the case and putting me onto it. That's not enough time. Well, then you obviously don't have human-style smarts for this. That's the whole reason you gave this case, right? What's the matter, CL? Your logic process is glitching out? Or whatever the hell you're made of? Well, that's rich coming from you. Tell me, what exactly are you doing right now? You know what I'm trying to stop. You know how dangerous it is. And your reaction is to track me down and harass me? But someone who swore to protect the populace, you sure do have your priorities skewed. So unless you have something to add that might actually be useful, would you kindly piss off? A smug smile on Officer Glenn's face is gone. He stares at Clash, his face tense and veins bulging. I'm afraid I have to break up a fight before too long. Finally, Clash pats me on the shoulder. Now, if you'll excuse me, my wonderful assistant and I have a case to crack. Of course you need a human assistant. Any Sherlock with their salt needs a Watson. Officer Glenn jabs a meaty finger at us. This isn't over. You're gonna fail. 3 days. Officer Glenn storms off, muttering under his breath. Sorry about that, Moira. Officer Glenn is a very passionate man. Once he's decided something, he doesn't cave. He always thought it was ridiculous sending me into the case. Surprised the precinct sent him, of all people, to keep an eye on me. Alright, with that, we're going to wrap this one up here because we're out of time for today, but I'm enjoying the writing. It's very well written. Very nice. Curious to see what happens next. Anyway, thanks for watching, Bruce, and I'll see you in the next one.